Front page of the Daily Graphic, $450 million manganese refinery set for Nsuta. Hey, Mr. Jinapo owns the front page again. Oh.
Every time he did the front pages.
Announcing something. Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Presec Legon, wins 8th National Science and Maths quiz.
Okay.
Such as Samuel Achampon left, Selinam Kofi Morte, and Dorte Benedict Pate. That's a proper man. Yes, of Presec Legon displaying their trophy. Stop capping Get Fund. This is coming from Dr. Abe. And VRA ends spillage. VRA ends spillage.
Yes. Okay, let me take you to the Ghanaian Times. The big story says this morning, let's fight terrorism together in the West Africa? Okay, WA, West Africa. President appeals to sub-regional leaders. It's here on the front page. Also, we are told OSP ends work on alleged corruption case against Charles Edu Boahen. Also on the front page, road contractors parry 1 million Ghana Citi contract bribe claim. And then Nkwanta, violent clashes. 7 arrested and police chase other suspects.
Front page of the Anchor newspaper, Goldfields. Goldfields dirty politics leaves Midiama homeless as CAF rejects Kipco Stadium for club's home games. This one also says Ghanaian Pentecost deacon kidnapped in South Africa while preaching at church. And then Ashanti Chiefs promised to sponsor MPP delegates with food, tea and tea, says Woon to me.
Okay. The Chronicle says this morning, sorry, I can't prosecute Edu Boahen, says Special Prosecutor Kesi Ejabeng. Also, we're told no fears. Xmas will be peaceful, according to IGP Ekufu Dampare. And EC chair advises journalists to be circumspect in reportage.
The front page of the Daily Guide, we never offered Ken $800 million. This is coming from Baumia's team. Edu Boahen on the front page. That's Charles and his clearance by the OSP. Military deployed to Nkwanta over ethnic clash.
The Finder says this morning, Edu Boahen did not breach any law. Investigation is closed. OSP. I'm not too sure that's the appropriate headline. That's not what the OSP said in essence. Also, we are told Dr. Akoto cautions against manipulations and favoritism. And then also Baumia campaign refused Kennedy Japan's $800 million offer allegation. And then Asario Donko, a good man, is here on the front page.
Front page of the Daybreak also has the Ken $800 million story. And then Lotto operators, agents say no to 300 million Ghana Cedi.
It's a bit confusing.
Okay, say no to 300 million Ghana Cedis to NLA.
Okay.
And then finally, the Economic Times says this morning, Ghana to end 2023 with 99% debt GDP ratio, according to Fitch. Also, 2023 budget, major stakeholders want tax reforms. And ADB loses financial solidity. Capital adequacy ratio drops to -1%.
And finally, for me, the Graphic Business, no nuisance taxes in 2024 budget. Food and Beverage Association to government. Global Banks highlights risk from higher for longer interest rates.
Let me give you BNFT. Lack of data could limit lithium's impact on the economy. This is a study showing this. Also, foreign campaign funds threaten ethical governance. And then fintech industry apps anti-money laundering effort. If you go online to citinewsroom.com, lots of stories making the rounds. We'll drag Kandapa to Parliament by military brutality in Garu. This is Cletus Avoka. MPs return to Parliament today after over 2-month recess. The Traditional Council says don't install anyone as Gamanye. Traditional Council is telling family of the late Queen Mother.
Already?
Yes. And then Ghana's ambassador to South Africa, or Ghana's mission in South Africa, says we are working to secure a release of the kidnapped Pentecost deacon. You should see that video. It's really, really difficult.
That's wrenching.
And then British Airways adds 3 weekly flights to Accra.
They have increased it from the 2 or 3 they were doing. You know, they were doing a lot, and then they cut it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there's a very interesting article by Dr. Nimoy Thompson says the IMF's lies and Ghana's collapsing economy. That story is also on the front page. If you go on my Joe Online, we can't accept blame for Thursday's power cut. ECG replies GMPC. So there's a war of words between GMPC and ECG MDs.
So who takes the blame?
I'll tell you soon. VRA ends spillage of Akosombo Dam. You read that story already. And then Messi wins his 8th Ballon d'Or, beating Erling Haaland.
Okay.
I know the funny thing. The next closest person has won 5.
Yes.
So it's the same as
Distance days,
as me and Godfrey the same thing. So yeah, let's get into the details.
Yep. So where do we take off from this morning? Well, the OSP has issued a report, and Chronicle has a story, and page 2 and 3 has the details of, or they have the details of this story that many people are talking about. So Maxwell Ofori says this morning that the special prosecutor Kisia Jabeng has said he cannot continue with the case of alleged corruption and corruption-related offences against the former Minister of State at the Ministry of Finance, Charles Edubahin. Now, according to the special prosecutor, after 6 months of thorough investigation, he found out that the former government official engaged in influence peddling, which is not a crime his office could prosecute. This is how the story ought to be properly captured.
Wonderful.
Right, let me take you to the front page of the Daily Graphic. 2 stories there. $450 million manganese refinery set for Nsuta, according to the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, who's currently in Tianjin. This will be undertaken by the Ghana Manganese Company Limited with its majority shareholder, Tanyun Manganese Industry Group, which is a Chinese company. The Vice President of TMI, Shu Lebin, who disclosed this, said the Greenfield project was expected to be completed and operationalized within 12 months. On the same front page, but details on page 13, the victory of the Presbyterian Boys Secondary School.
Right.
Looking very nice.
We thank the graphic for having the presence of mind to publish.
Did you break the 8?
We have reached the 8.
So there, you have the Presbyterian Boys Senior High School, PRESEC, secured the bragging rights as the most successful school in the National Science and Maths Quiz after winning their ACE trophy in Accra yesterday. PRESEC, also defending champions, garnered 40 points after 5 thrilling rounds of pure academic entertainment against Achimota Senior High School and Opukwai Senior High School, both 2-time champions, who got 28 points and 23 points respectively.
I think going forward, we need to drop some of the schools from the competition so that we can allow other schools to emerge.
No, actually, every school gets a chance. They do regionals, they do.
No,
district.
but you see, some of the Olus in the system, like people like you, and I mean, make they give the chance.
So it's like you're saying Messi should stop playing football.
Well, I mean, if that's what should happen, so that we too we can emerge. But if you are there,
let me
you
tell you
don't
about
retire, be problematic.
on the same page. Let me tell you about the people's champions
Okay.
of the NSMQ who had their speech and prize giving day, at which Dr. Randy Abbey spoke and said, "Stop capping Get Fund."
Which event is this?
This is Accra
Okay.
speech and prize giving day.
When was this?
Yes, this 92nd speech and prize giving day of Accra. This happened over the weekend, and they have challenged the government to review the Earmarked Funds Capping and Realignment Act to stop the diversion of funds accrued for other uses and fully restore the ability of Get Fund to provide infrastructure in schools at an accelerated rate. And Dr. Randy Abbey is an old student of this one. I think he gave.
I thought he went to Ghanata or he went to Accra. I'm not sure. Anyway, the other story here, VRA ends spillage of Akosombo Dam.
Good news.
And this story is on my Joy Online. The Volta River Authority has brought to an end the spillage of the Akosombo Dam, containing a release issued by the authority yesterday, October 30. Here's a quote. The Volta River Authority wishes to inform the public, particularly residents living along the lower Volta and its environs, that the controlled spillage from the Akosombo Dam, which began in September, has ended, said the statement. According to the VRA, although the spillage has come to an end, it is still committed to its relief and rehabilitation efforts until lives and livelihoods are restored. It also acknowledged the various government agencies and stakeholders for their support for the impacted communities, issued by their Corporate Affairs Directorate.
Staying on that subject matter, let me take you to the finder quickly. Akosombo Dam spillage. VRA must do more to avert future lower Volta flood damage. Now, this story is by Robert E. Austin. Says, with very high inflows into the Volta Lake, the VRA triggers its emergency preparedness plan and standard operating procedures, including the commencement of controlled spilling of excess water from the Akosombo Dam. Now, the large volume of excess water released has caused unprecedented flooding of many communities, causing extensive damage to homes and assets and investments, according to news reports. Now, the flooding is because VRA has had to open the spillways, and we know about that. Now, the most important thing is that someone is saying that we should stop future problems like that. So here in the story, we are told that, let me get the relevant quote for you. The person says that the VRA, as one of the high-performing public institutions in Ghana, must have in place a very comprehensive reservoir stimulation and management model. Such a system should ideally allow sufficient time to predict changes to the water level at the dam site. And he goes on to provide some other details on the particular matter.
All
the
right.
writer is a civil and irrigation engineer. The name is Robert E. Offen.
Let me take you to page 6 of the Daily Guide, where a tense calm has been reported in Nkwanta in the OT region after heavy deployment of soldiers in the wake of inter-ethnic violence that left some people wounded and others displaced. The violence erupted on Friday among the Adele, Chala, and Achode ethnic groups over the performance of Rise to announce this year's annual Yam Festival of the Achodes. Daily Guide gathered. On the same page, the Ministry of National Security has reacted to the alleged clash that ensued between the youth of Garu and the Upper East region. We dealt with that story.
Well, let me go to Parliament for two quick stories. The Parliament is reconvening today after 2 months recess. And then the other story is that Cletus Avoka, who's the chair of, or who's a member of the Interior and Defense Committee, has hinted that they would ensure that the Minister for National Security, Kandapa, is summoned before them to account for the alleged brutality meted out to residents of Garu in the Upper East region by personnel from the Ghana Armed Forces. Now, the MP for Zebela, Mr. Avoka, believes it will be prudent for the National Security Minister to appear before the House to address the matter. Now, let's go to some politics.
And you know the Parliament is basically reconvening.
Yes, I said that. So after 2 month recess, Parliament is back. Now, a lot of war of words between Kennedy Japon's team and Dr. Bawomia's team.
Charlie, allegations of...
For example, Daily Guide is leading with that. We never offered Ken $800 million. Bawomia's team is reacting. Page 3. And the story says the campaign team of the Vice President, Dr. Bawumia, has refuted claims by the Asin Central MP, Kennedy Ohene Japan, that he was offered $800 million to withdraw from the MPP presidential primaries. In a statement, Gideon Buaku, spokesperson for the Bawumia campaign, debunked or denied that Dr. Bawumia had offered Kennedy Japan money to drop out of the race and described the claims as ridiculous. According to him, the Vice President has neither met privately with Kennedy Japan since he entered into the race, nor ever instructed anybody to meet with his competitor, nor his assigns to negotiate anything in respect of the November 4 contest. Okay. Now, Mr. Japan, while responding to claims by former MP of Suhum, Frederick Opariansa, that he made a demand of $500 million in annual contracts from the Vice President, Dr. Bawumia, alleged he was rather offered $800. So this is what happened. They call him Watuse. He was the one who made the allegation that Kennedy Japan had demanded $500 million in contracts. And then Kennedy Japan, in responding, rather turned the thing to say he was rather offered $800 million to step down from the race. So now Gideon Baku is coming to debunk the second. So the whole thing is just is degenerating.
Was an initial claim from the Kennedy side, which sought to suggest that they were receiving all kinds of offers in order for him to step out of the race. Is that okay?
And then this guy Opayansa then comes to say he rather demanded 500, and then Ken now comes to so you're right. So it keeps going back and forth. So yeah, the story is on the front page. Meanwhile, there are different groups claiming support.
So this is business.
You know, elections in Ghana,
it's all business.
You can't really tell. I don't know. I mean, they are denying it, so I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
They should give us some respect. There is some evidence, put it out there. Anyway, let's look into it.
Bernard, very sad story from South Africa.
Yes.
On page 5 of the Anchor newspaper, a viral CCTV footage of a Ghanaian deacon living in South Africa said to belong to the Church of Pentecost has been kidnapped by some unidentified gunmen during a church service.
Serious.
The incident occurred while the preacher was delivering his sermon. He was really interrupted by 2 armed men dressed in dark outfits and large hats obscuring their faces. So you have Ghana's High Commission in Pretoria, South Africa, saying it's working with the Church of Pentecost and the South African Police Service to ensure the speedy and safe release and return of the deacon.
It was so scary. So Sky, I mean, the guys look like young people with guns, made people lie down. Yeah. Wow. You know, it was very serious. They were taking phones, looking into bags. Wow. And this is live church service with a camera, CCTV.
That's serious.
So these people can easily be arrested.
I think the authorities need to do us a favor.
Now, let me
do everything possible to find the people. But before you go, though, let me stay with security. Because if you go to the Chronicle, there's a story here, not actually a story, it's an editorial that says, IGP Dampare, please wake up. And let me read a few paragraphs for you. About 2 or 3 years ago, the police, in collaboration with Citi TV, were on the streets of Accra, arresting drivers who were disobeying traffic rules. Now, the exercise, which was carried out during the peak hours of our days, saw the arrest of several people, irrespective of their status in society. Now, the development brought orderliness on our roads as those driving Land Cruiser vehicles and other Porsche cars began to respect traffic regulations. Now, in fact, in one of the videos shown on Citi TV, the then COP George Ekufu Dampare, who is now the Inspector General of Police, was seen driving to work during the morning rush hour without making any attempt to drive on the shoulders of the road. Now, it goes on to say, though Dampare could have also ordered his driver with the assistance of his bodyguard to drive on the shoulders of the road in order to get to his office early, he did not do that. Rather, he obeyed the traffic rules while the Land Cruiser vehicle owners who were also using the road were disregarding the law. Unfortunately, because Citi TV cameras have stopped going round the city, the police have also relaxed. Now, as a matter of fact, there is a complete breakdown of law and order on our roads. Now, the Land Cruiser vehicle owners have gone back to what they were doing previously, disrespecting traffic rules and doing all kinds of things. Now, the Chronicle is basically saying that what? The return of the cameras must lead to a rise in order on our roads. And the Citi TV must get back onto the roads. Basically, that's what they're saying. And the IGP
when we finish the Akosombo thing, then we can go back to that. I want to give you two education stories.
When you finish, I also have two.
There's one in my journal, like that's a long debate. Reinstate corporal punishment in schools, Professor Dinkra Pia. Now, he's the Vice Chancellor of Sunyani Technical University. He's advocating for the reinstatement of corporal punishment in schools. At the 63rd Speech and Prize Giving Day of the Sunyani Senior High School, Professor Dinkra Pia expresses concern about the increasing deterioration of discipline in schools nationwide. He attributes the trend to the GES's 2017 ban on all forms of corporal punishment. He said the absence of corporal punishment has led to a laxity in the system, allowing students to engage in various deviant behaviors like smoking, alcoholism, and robbery and hooliganism without appropriate consequences. He believes it's crucial for government to reevaluate the stance on corporal punishment, suggesting that it should be reinstated but closely monitored, only used as a last resort. So that's number one. Still on education, LCB and Guta fight bed bugs at Presec. They want to pause that in our Gary, but to read it. This is Daily Guide page 30. In a joint effort to combat the bedbug infestation at Presbyterian Boys Senior High School,
aka Trejo,
renowned crisis management company LCB Worldwide and the Ghana Union of Trade Association Guta have taken decisive action. On October 21, they conducted an extensive fumigation exercise across the school campus, targeting dormitories, classrooms, offices, and the kitchen.
What is Guta's interest there?
Media reports about the bedbug outbreak at the school had gained widespread attention, prompting Guta and LCB Worldwide Ghana to intervene after holding discussions with the school's management. During the fumigation exercise, the chief executive of LCB, Karim Abu, underscored the company's dedication to alleviating the suffering of the Ghanaian people through the expertise and resources.
I don't know when that Sonkro school. Do you know where Sonkro comes from?
Now, it says, as Presec Legon resumes regular activities after the fumigation exercise, students and parents can breathe a sigh of relief, knowing that the school environment is now safe and more conducive to learning. The success of this joint initiative serves as a testament to the power of collaboration. This PR story.
You people should practice better hygiene in school.
And there's a picture of the man. You see the thing they were wearing during COVID? He's spraying the school.
but it was bound to happen. The numbers have gone up.
Yeah,
I mean the school has 5,400 students.
Bernard, these days when kids are going to school, parents are worried. When they are coming back,
they are also worried.
Because, Bernard, you never can tell what they are bringing back home. And these things, these
Infections.
treasures, when the treasures land in your house,
so they can bring it from the school to the house.
Those things, they are evil. You don't wish it for anybody.
It's terrible. So they had to spray the school.
Yeah.
Bernard, then finally from me, yesterday I was talking about stadiums, and yesterday something significant happened. If you go to page 46 of the Daily Graphic, CAF has issued a ban on the Cape Coast Stadium.
Yeah, but some papers are giving it a twist that it was Goldfields that went to Chuk.
Oh no! What has that? No. What has Goldfields?
There was a story. One angle of the paper was like one of the.
No. It has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
Goldfields is in Takwa.
So give me the details.
So this one, CAF came to inspect stadiums like they normally do, and as a consequence, and they have said that the Cape Coast Stadium is unfit.
It's not fit for purpose.
Yes, according to the key concerns raised in the CAF report include issues with the stadium's functionality, design comfort, and the quality of equipment. The inspection report concluded that several areas in the stadium required an uplift and renovation in accordance with the CAF requirements, indicating that the stadium must be refurbished to fit the modern football stadium requirements and standards. CAF also recommended that only companies with proven track record in construction and renovation of modern stadiums should be engaged to execute the recommended refurbishment. Now, Bernard, this is my final story. And the reason why I'm concerned by this is, Bernard, that means that of all the stadiums we have in this country, it is only the Baba Yara Stadium at the
Kumasi
moment.
Stadium.
That is, and even that one.
Why? What happened to Esipon?
Esipon is not a stadium, it's a bush.
What about Accra?
Accra Sports Stadium, we've discussed it a month ago.
Tamale.
Oh, yeah. If you go there, nails
Tamale,
on the
there's
floor.
nothing happening
So
there.
the only standard stadium is Kumasi.
Even
It's not standard. The Kumasi, they are allowing us to get away with it.
But why?
They are, if they take Ghana will
why-
end up,
why have
we'll
we
go and play.
neglected-
You see, there's the thing.
why have we
We'll end up
neglected them?
going to play our matches in Benin. Imagine,
why have
Benin has a better stadium than we do.
Why have we done that?
Ask the sports ministry and the National Sports Authority.
anyway.
So
Bernard,
we have only one stadium that is acceptable for international football.
Yes.
The whole Ghana.
The whole Ghana. Meanwhile, we have 5 or 6 stadiums. Cape Coast Stadium is the newest, though.
And it's already it's the newest.
Yes.
let's go and play out.
So what's
Eden
happening?
Heights.
Ask the people who built it.
Anyway, Bernard, before I go, there's a stray bullet for you. And Andrews Adugu
What is this
from the Ghana, the Ghana Bar Association, the Volta branch. Thank you for sending this. It says, some schools produce leaders
Oh, Master.
and facilitators in all endeavors.
Charlie.
Others win prizes.
Master,
We all have roles.
Learn to accept.
So is-
stop this unnecessary. Okay, so why? Okay, so what is this?
They say you we all have roles.
So why-
yours is to win awards.
So why did you say?
This
Why
is
did you say-
what shall
You
we
will become president.
City's
What shall
biggest
we benefit
conversation.
What?
to win an exercise and mass quiz? To go back and be chewed by so close to.
No, but they've disinfected it.